starting with the first problem on your optimization worksheet, we're going to walk through and do the optimization steps that you should have in your notes. If you have not taken those notes, make sure go back and get them. Those will be a part of your notebook check. So this says a farmer plans to fence a rectangular pasture, so rectangle, that's important, adjacent to a river. The pasture must contain 245,000 square meters in order to provide enough grass for the herd. No fences is needed along the river. What dimensions? So we need the dimensions, not just the perimeter area. Require the least amount of fencing. So least, we're either minimizing or maximizing. In this case, we're minimizing because at least means smaller. So to draw our picture, it says along the river. So here's our river. And here's our fencing. And inside the fencing is going to be 245,000. That'll be the area on the inside. We don't have any information about these sides, so let's go ahead and call them names. Well, these sides, the shorter ones, are going to be the same distance, so we can call those both X. And then the longer side, we can call that Y. So we've labeled that, and then the next thing that we need is we need a primary equation. And in this case, that's what we're minimizing. So we need to minimize the amount of fencing. So that means our primary is going to be about our perimeter. So to get the perimeter of this, we will add x plus y, all of our sides up. So that would actually be 2x plus y. Then our constraint, the thing that lets us not just guess out of all of the numbers on the earth, our secondary equation is going to be the constraint, and that's our other number here. So we have 245,000 is going to be our area. So to get area, we're usually base times height, and in this case, our base and height are just x and y. So now what we want to do is we want to solve this equation. We need to solve it for x or solve it for y. I think y is going to be easier to plug in. So I'm going to divide x over. So y equals 245,000 divided by x, and that's going to go in here. So our new perimeter equation after we substitute, our perimeter is going to be 2x plus 245,000 over x. From there, remember, we are practicing our calculator skills on this one. So what we want to do is we want to take our calculator, and you're going to use the button F3, and you're going to go down to the sixth one. That's your minimizing. So you're going to type in F minimum. When you do that, it'll start some parentheses. In that parentheses, we need to write this equation. So 2x plus 245,000 divided by x. Before you close the parentheses, you need to do comma x so that it knows what variable you're using. It wants to know that x is a variable and not a number. And then we are dealing with measurements, so we can't have a zero measurement and we can't have negative. So we need to do such that, so that's the vertical bar, x is greater than 0. When we type all of that into our calculator, we will minimize the equation. And from there, it'll give us that x is equal to 350. So before we answer, it says what dimensions? Well, this is one of our dimensions, so we need the other dimension, which is y, so we can get that by going up here. So y is 245,000 divided by 350, and you will get 700. So in order to answer this question, the dimensions, 350, we are in meters for this problem, by 700 meters, minimize the amount of fencing used. And we've answered the question, so that's it for this problem.